I do what I'm told. All right, so we'll get to him in a minute. Before him, the next audience storyteller is going to be Beth, telling the story Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Mike. Come on down, Beth. Thank you so much.
Thanks. So you guys, last time I did this, I cried the whole time. I'm going to try not to do that, but everything's really fresh, so if I cry, be uncomfortable with me. So I grew up in this neighborhood on the east side of Cleveland, which is like East Lake. And it was a neighborhood that you could just ride bikes around, be free for the day, visit friends, pick up baseball, throw catch, football games. It was just one of those you could feel real comfortable in. And the neighborhood kids, we rode all the same school bus to the school, so you got to know each other even better. And there was this guy named Michael Thomas, I'm going to get this wrong, Michael Thomas William Davis. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday Davis was his this is my name. He was the cutest kid, had that big grin, always made you feel good. My first memory of us together was probably about third grade. We hopped on our bikes and rode about a mile from my house to his house. He used to be in my neighborhood because his grandma and his grandpa lived a street away. So he would go there after school when his mom was at work or on the weekends sometimes. So that's how we got to know each other. And then when we started going to school together, we hung out even more. And we started riding our bikes. It was a fall day like today, like now, not this morning. Raining. We had our hoods like this. So you could literally only see, and it's not good for bike riding because peripheral vision does not exist. And it started to hail. And I just remember laughing with him because it was just such a silly thing that we were riding our bikes in hailstorm, got to his house. We had to dry my clothes. My mom had to come pick me up later. And then I remember Mike in 5th grade when I beat everybody in our elementary school 5th grade class in arm wrestling, which I was really proud of, but Mike. And that year he signed my yearbook to the girl who's not stronger than I am, Mike Davis. And then that year we also started going out, which in 5th grade, I don't know what that means, but you ride bikes more together, and he says I kissed him on the side of my couch. I don't remember that. Kind of wish I had, but I don't. I do remember the breakup. He broke up with me for Kelly Valby, who lived a street away, and she was sweet, she was cute, and I was devastated. I literally held a grudge for entire middle school. He said I walked by him, and he was in the hallway. We were the only ones in the hallway. Obviously, you'd have to make eye contact. He said I walked past him like he did not exist. So obviously, it had an effect on me. But we made up. Friends in high school. And the next memorable moment was when I was a senior in high school and I got nominated for homecoming court, which was very exciting, but I was 6 months pregnant, which is awkward. And try to find a homecoming dress, 6 months pregnant, it was good Lord. So the day before, they have the football game, they announce the queen, we ride around in golf carts. I convinced Mike to let me drive the golf cart. I hit the person in front of me, we got in trouble. The night of the dance, all right, that day, guys, it's no good. That day, I went to get my hair done, which was slicked back. It looked awful. The makeup looked like a clown. I had to be there at 7 to take pictures. The dress did not fit. I bought it 3 weeks before. My boobs had grown so big that I had to duct tape them down. And even my dad was like, what's with your boobs? Got to the dance. I'm nervous. They call us up to do the dance. Mike is my escort. We didn't have a Keen then, but he was my escort. And he could obviously tell I was just a wreck. He looks at me and he says, I've never quite danced with any two people quite like this before. And instantly I was like, I feel so much better. He always kind of had that effect on me. So Mike goes off to college. I go off to raise my daughter. We see each other a couple times, at a friend's house once. We ended a wedding together one time. It was a day wedding, so it was like 4 in the afternoon. So I don't know if that counts, but we were at the bar. We had like an hour to spare, chit-chatted. Then I had another friend's wedding last October 11th, 2014. And I was I was separated for 2 years. Divorce was almost final, and I didn't have a date. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll ask Mike, and found out through the grapevine he was with somebody. They had a little boy who was just too cute. And so I took my daughter, who's now 19, the one I was pregnant with in high school. She was my date. Well, we showed up there. Mike was like the first one of our friends that was there. He looked all frazzed, and I even said to my daughter, like, I don't know if he's on something, or I don't quite know what's going on. He shared with us that day he had moved out of his house with his girlfriend. They had not been getting along for a long time, and that he was devastated because he was leaving this little boy. He couldn't wake up with him every morning and put him to bed. And he was, having a hard time with it. Not to mention, when you move, the wedding's the last thing you want to do later on that evening. We had a good time at the wedding. My daughter had left after, a couple hours, and we were surrounded by friends that we grew up with. I wasn't quite ready for the evening to end, so I snagged a bottle of wine and snagged Mike, and we ran around the block to our elementary school that we went to, that we grew up at. Swing on the swings. It was like 35 degrees out, but it didn't seem to matter. We just talked about life and what had happened since the last time we saw each other, and his son and my daughter's college stuff, and kickball and dodgeball, and the gym teacher who was awesome. And drank a bottle of wine, and we even kind of conceived of like, okay, it's my time. I'm sorry, I'm almost at. I said let's climb the wall into the elementary school courtyard and dig up the time capsule that our class, we had like always a little bit too much drink maybe. Anyways, instead we kind of just kissed that night, and I remember standing with them under the stars, and I, in a corny way, I said, let's remember this night forever. But I do, and it's great I do. Because I wish I could have told you that, all right, here's the part, that October 11th of this year, we would have celebrated our 1-year anniversary of love, and then 30 plus years of friendship. But tragically, Mike passed away on September 20th, along with another friend, in a car accident, and I don't have time to tell you the month of heartbreak and sorrow, and his family and the community surrounding us and hugging us and helping us. But I do know that by telling his story tonight, I let his legacy live on, and that's really special to me, so thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Beth. Let's hear it for Beth.